Well, good morning, everyone, and thank you, of course, for joining us for the State of Illinois Social Work Virtual Job Fair that we have going on here today. Just a few things that I want to go ahead and note here before we begin. If you could please just make sure that you're muted until we get to the breakout rooms portion of the event, that would be fantastic. That'll just, of course, ensure that we don't have any disruptions during the actual presentation portion of the event here today. And of course, that our presenters are able to present without any issue. Again, you'll have a chance to meet with these folks directly in breakout rooms, but for now, if you could keep yourselves muted, that would be fantastic. Just a little overview of what the run of show is going to look like for us today. First up, we're going to have a few kind of informational presentations, if you will, from the state agencies that we do have on the line. We do have the Department of Children and Family Services on the line, the Department of Corrections, and the Department of Juvenile Justice on the line for us here today. Once those folks go through their informational presentations for us, again, as I already alluded to, we'll be going into breakout room sessions with each of these state agencies on the line here today. So if you do have any questions for them, jot them down while those presentations are taking place, and then you can ask them directly once we reach that portion of the event. If you never joined a breakout room before, no worries. I'm going to cover that once we get to that portion of the event in about half an hour or so. Just for everybody's information, today's run time will be approximately 1 hour or thereabouts. We will be recording this session as well, so if you want to go back and review any of the material that's covered here today, you will have an opportunity to do so. And so without further ado, I want to go ahead and turn things over to our first presenter. I do believe we have Lori Thomas with DCFS on the line today. Lori, are you available to present?
Yes, I am. Can you hear me okay?
Loud and clear. You just let me know when you want me to advance to the next slide.
Okay, will do. Good morning, everyone. My name is Lori Thomas, and I am a virtual recruiter for the Illinois Department of Children and Family Services. I'm going to start off by letting you know some of our information on the new application process. Next slide, please. The first link is where you would go to see all of our current vacancies at DCFS. Currently, I believe we have around 100 openings, but that changes daily. So you would want to go out there often to check and see what job openings we have. The second link is for all of the main job postings for the state of Illinois agencies. And the bottom link is for public and private sector job opportunities. Next slide, please. When you go out to our website, if you have not been out there before and it's your first time, you would need to create a profile and upload a detailed resume along with a cover letter and any supporting documents. And this is the screen you would see. So you would click on the create an account at the bottom of the screen. Next slide, please. So when you click on our DCFS jobs link that was on the slide before, this is the screen that you would see. And as you can see, it shows how many job postings right there at the top. And like I said, that changes daily. So it's a good idea to get out there often to see what new job postings we have. Our postings typically stay out there for about 10 days at a time. Next slide, please. So when you find a position that you're interested in and you would like to apply for, you click on that specific posting, and then you will see there's an apply button at the top right or at the bottom right of the screen. So you would click that to actually apply. And you would also see an agency contact person on the job posting, and it's always a good idea to write that name and information down or print it out so you can contact that person if you have any specific questions for that job posting. Next slide, please. And here is our QR code. If you scan that code, it will take you directly to our DCFS job postings. We almost are always hiring for the child welfare specialist titles, which would be your caseworkers, along with the child protection specialists, which are your investigators. We also have some trainee positions. We're always needing the daycare licensing representatives. We're always hiring for a lot of different entry-level positions, which would be your office assistants, office associates, office clerk, storekeeper, reimbursement officer. There's a lot of entry-level positions, so that's a great way just to get your foot in the door and work your way up. And we also have several legal positions, such as paralegal assistants and attorneys. There's a lot of management positions that you'll see out there, which would be your public service administrators and your senior public service administrators. And those titles will require either a bachelor's degree or a master's degree, along with a specific number of years of experience. We also have several accounting positions and budget and finance positions. Next slide, please. We have great benefits working for the state of Illinois. There is no grace period. They do start the first day of employment, which is great. We start off with 10 vacation days, 3 personal days. You earn 1 sick day per month. I believe we get 13 paid holidays. We have a great retirement savings plan and pension plan, great health insurance options, life insurance, dental insurance, vision insurance, and we have great maternity leave or paternity leave as well, and many more benefits. Next slide, please. If you do have any questions, you can always contact us DCFS recruiters directly at dcfs.employment@illinois.gov. And again, there is our website that will take you directly to our job postings and the hotline number. Thank you for joining me today, and hopefully I will see you in the breakout room. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that presentation, Lori. And as Lori just alluded to, if you have just joined the session, didn't join at the beginning for our kind of overview, there will be breakout rooms once we get through our informational presentations here. So if you do have any questions for our recruiters today, you'll be able to meet with them directly in their room. So please reserve your questions till that time. Thank you so much, Lori. Our next presenter today is going to be Tara with the Department of Corrections. Tara, are you available to present?
Yes, I am. Okay.
And Tara, just FYI, are you going to be sharing your screen, or do you want me to use a presentation that I have queued up here?
I would like to share my screen, please. Sorry, I can hear myself back. Okay. Just a second. Okay. Can you see that okay? Okay. At the Illinois Department of Corrections, our mission is to serve justice in Illinois and increase public safety by promoting positive change for those in custody, operating successful reentry programs, and reducing victimization. For the past 2 years, LaToya Hughes has served as the department's chief inspector. Prior to joining the department, LaToya spent 15 years at the Cook County State's Attorney Office, serving with the Community Justice Center, Felony Trial Division, Felony Review Units. Ms. Hughes has a Juris Doctor and bachelor's degree in Sociology and Political Science. Alyssa Williams was appointed Acting Assistant Director in July of 2022. Her experience with the Illinois Department of Corrections began in 2001 and includes the following positions. She's held positions of sex offender therapist in the East St. Louis Parole Office with adult parolees, casework supervisor at the Illinois Youth Center in Warrenville, clinical services supervisor at the Illinois Youth Center in Warrenville, a warden at Dwight Correctional Center, coordinator of sex offender services, assistant to the chief of programs and support services. Prior to her work in Illinois, Ms. Williams was employed as a forensic therapist at the Western State Hospital in the state of Washington. We do have a map of our agency that shows where all of our male and female institutions are located at. We have several to choose from via statewide. We offer a great benefits package at the state of Illinois. We have health, vision, dental insurance with very little co-pays. The life insurance that's provided at 100% of your annual salary, and a great pension plan. We offer personal days, vacation days, sick days that again start from day one. And we've also provided what a salary would look like for our typical correctional officer working in our facility. We have a few postings that are up right now. We have a counselor 3 position that's located at our Joliet Treatment Center. We have a residence counselor position located in Kane County at our Fox Valley Adult Transition Center. And we offer corrections treatment officer trainee positions at Joliet, if anyone is interested in those. We have several vacancies that we fill on a normal basis that you could always look for and go to the CMS website to see. They are a social worker 4, clinical psychologist, corrections assessment specialist. We also have a QR code that we link to the work.illinois.gov website where we post all of our positions, where you can create a profile ahead of time and list all of your education, work experience. And if you do not see positions posted as of today, but you might be interested in them at a later date, you can create alerts in those categories, and the system will notify you when a particular position that you're interested in or a location that you're interested in would post. We do have some internship opportunities in our programs areas. Those applications are processed for summer, January 15 through February 15. We're closing in on the date for fall internships. And then for a spring internship, we would accept those applications through in the fall. We do have a background check that would take place for anybody needing an internship, and it's not a paid internship. It's merely academic. And this is also the process for the internship application process, where you can use the QR code and submit any kind of information via the email that the agency has set up. And I hope to see everyone in our breakout room. Thanks.
Fantastic. Thank you for that presentation, Tara. And just wanted to say here, if you are just joining us, we will be holding breakout rooms here momentarily once we get through our final presentation. So if you do have any questions for our recruiters that are on the line here today, feel free to jot those down and reserve them to that breakout rooms time. If you're not familiar with breakout rooms, as we've already stated, I will be covering that before we go ahead and open up those rooms. So you should be fully comfortable with the process once we do open those rooms up. Thank you so much, Tara. Our final presenter here today is going to be from the Department of Juvenile Justice, and I do believe we have Shani on the line to present. Shani, are you available?
Yes.
Excellent. You can begin whenever you're ready.
All right, can everybody see my screen? Let me go back. Can you see my screen? Hello?
Yes, we can see it.
Okay. Hi, my name is Shani Washington. I am employed with the Department of Juvenile Justice. I've been employed with the Department of Juvenile Justice roughly 8 years as a youth and family specialist supervisor. I currently work in the aftercare division, and our director currently for the Illinois Department of Juvenile Justice is Heidi Mueller. Our mission is building youth skills and strengthening families to promote community safety and positive youth outcomes. I linked our QR code here just in case someone wants to go further and explore our mission. IDJJ is charged with providing individualized services to youth between the ages of 13 and 21 who have been sentenced by the juvenile court. IDJJ provides housing, medical and behavioral health services, education and recreational therapeutic services, volunteer programs to an average of 125 youth in the 5 Illinois youth centers and roughly 400 youth on aftercare. The department has its own school district with 5 alternative high schools, 1 at each facility. I've linked our QR code here in our website. If you're interested in applying for job openings, you will go to the website for more information. Fill out an application online, uploading your resume and cover letter. There are also screening events that are noted on the website, and I do have a flyer once we go into our breakout rooms that indicates more information regarding the screening events, where it's located, dates, things of that nature. The benefits offered here: state employees receive excellent benefits, including medical, dental, vision, insurance, employment, retirement plan, deferred compensation program, life insurance, flexible spending accounts, paid vacation and holidays, upward mobility program for people who want to further their education, and the ability to qualify for the public service loan forgiveness program. Who should you contact for more information? If you're interested in the juvenile justice specialist position, which I have a flyer about that I can provide in our breakout session, you would contact Jim Crowley. He can provide more information regarding the process and the screening, and he can be reached at jim.crowley@illinois.gov. Our Director of Human Resources is Rachel Bollinger. I've listed her contact information here as well. And that will conclude my presentation. I do have further information that speaks specifically to aftercare that I can discuss further in the breakout session.
Thank you so much for that presentation, Shani. And again, if you do have any questions for Shani about the DJJ, we will be opening up our breakout rooms here momentarily. So without further ado, let's go ahead and delve into this. Just a few slides I'm going to cover here before we open those up. One thing that we do like to note is that if you do not have the most recent version of Zoom client for meetings downloaded, it might cause some issues with lag or being able to join or move between breakout rooms. A lot of times Zoom does prompt you to update this automatically, but again, just want you to be aware of that. If you're having issues that I just kind of covered here, it could be that you're running an outdated version of that Zoom client for meetings. If you need to drop off the session to download that, once we open up the breakout rooms, you can do so at zoom.us/download. I'm more than happy and we'll be watching the waiting room, and we'll make sure that you folks will be let back in if that is the case. Few instructions here on screen as to how to go about joining a breakout room session. When I do open up the rooms here, you will see a breakout rooms icon in your Zoom toolbar. What you'll do to go ahead and join a breakout room is you'll click on that icon. It'll open up a window like you see in the second screenshot there. It'll give you a complete listing of all the rooms that we have available. And off to the right-hand side where you see the red circle, that will be the button that you will push to actually join the room. Now, to actually be able to move between rooms, what you'll do is just rinse and repeat that same process. So again, if you're ready to move to your second room or third room, you go back to your toolbar, you'll click that breakout rooms icon, you'll click join for the next room, and so on. And I'll put these instructions back on screen here before we begin. Just a brief overview of what the event flow will look like, if you will. Again, we have each of our employer reps here, recruiters on the line here today that are designated to each of their breakout rooms. We will have a member of our team here kind of floating between rooms for basic troubleshooting purposes. For today's event, we are looking at a 30-minute session or thereabouts. So that will be total run time from start to finish. There will be a countdown timer that'll be in the room when you join. It'll be in the upper right-hand corner, so just keep an eye on that. And then last but not least here, you'll see you as job seekers will be allowed to move freely throughout all of the open rooms. You'll be able to unmute yourselves, turn on your camera, etc. once you have entered your breakout room. And then just a few ground rules here before we start. Just be mindful of the amount of time that you're taking when you're in a room interacting with the employer, especially if you have other job seekers in the room with you. Once you've asked your question, you've received a response, just make sure that you put yourself back on mute to allow other job seekers to have that same opportunity. Again, you're more than welcome to share your camera, but just keep things respectful and professional, please. If for whatever reason you opt to be disruptive or inconsiderate, you'll receive a verbal warning initially. If you do disregard that warning, unfortunately, you'll be placed on mute permanently. You'll still be able to stay in the session, but you'll only be able to ask questions via the chat function. If for whatever reason you would choose to cause further disruption through the chat, we would have the ability at that time to eject you from the session entirely if need be. Again, unfortunately, if that does take place, you will not be permitted re-entry. So with that, I'll put these instructions back up on screen here. And give me one moment here. We're going to open up the rooms. Again, we'll have 30 minutes for our session here today. There'll be a 1 minute or 60-second countdown timer once we've got to that 30th minute. That'll just let you know when you see that flash up on screen that it's time to wrap up any conversations that still might be taking place. Once that session has closed out, we'll come back to the main room, which we're all in here now. We'll give a brief closeout. We'll let you folks know what next steps are and what to expect after the event takes place. And last but not least here, just want to go ahead and mention who is on the line here with us today. So Again, we have 3 rooms for you to join here. We have DCFS, we have the Department of Corrections, and we also have the Department of Juvenile Justice on the line here today as well. If you're having any issues joining a room, feel free to message me directly in the chat with the room that you'd like to go to. I have had cases where I can manually assign you to a room if you're unable to join yourself as well. So just keep in mind, if you need help getting to a room, message me directly in the chat and we'll go ahead and get you sent to where you'd like to go. All right, those rooms are now open. You should see that breakout rooms icon in your toolbar. You should be able to begin joining those rooms as well. right, welcome back, everybody. It looks like we do have a majority of the folks still in the session back from the breakout rooms. Just a few things that we want to cover here before we wrap the session up here today. Again, the session has been recorded. It will be uploaded to the Illinois WorkNet YouTube channel within 48 hours or so of the conclusion of this event. Additionally, when you registered for this event, we captured all of that registration information on the back end of that registration page that you signed up on, and we will be forwarding that information over to our agency contacts that were on the session here today. So they will be following up, of course, post-session as they see fit. Again, I'll be forwarding your contact information to all three agencies on the call here today. I want to give a huge shout out to the three agencies who did join us here today: DCFS, DOC, and DJJ. And of course, last but not least, a huge shout out to the job seekers here as well today. Hope you had a wonderful session. Hope you were able to network, meet some folks, and hopefully get a new career up and running off the ground. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, everybody. Take care.